Hi everyone, welcome to Yoga for Nurses, Doctors, Medical Professionals, anybody on the healthcare frontline who are always on your feet and you are out there serving those of us who are sick, who need your help, who need your attention. And this is a class that just wants to show a little bit of appreciation for everything that you do, our modern day heroes. And it's a nice opportunity for you to also give yourselves some care and some attention and know that you deserve all the care in the world, and that includes yoga. And so if you're right here right now and you are a medical professional, I just want to take this time to express my heartfelt thanks to you for everything that you're doing, for every single person that you're seeing, for every single patient that you're tending to. And we definitely appreciate everything that you're doing for the world. And I hope it sends a message to the next generation that you guys are really awesome, and what you're doing is life-changing, it's heroic, it's selfless, and it's so admirable. And so before we start, I just want to take the time to thank you. So if you are a medical professional, you're probably on your feet a lot. And so we're going to start our class today with our feet either on a wall, or if you can see here, I have a thick blanket, or you can use a pillow or a bolster. You can even put it underneath your hips to kind of help lift your legs up. I have here some yoga blocks, and if you don't have any, just grab anything that kind of gives you a little bit of lift on your bums, or that makes it easy for you to plant your hands down so that the earth can meet you halfway. So I have a wall behind me. And so just feel free to make your way into lifting your legs up on the wall. For those of you who want to do to just lift your legs without a wall, you can always get your furniture or your bolster or your pillow underneath your bums. And you can start to make your way there, just lifting your legs up. Otherwise, we're going to use this wall, but wherever you are in your practice, on your mat, I just want your legs elevated, basically. So as your feet are up on the wall or not, I want you to just place your hands on your belly and just kind of watch your toes and your feet. You're probably on your feet all day, as I was saying. It's good to give attention to the lower body, and especially the legs and the feet. They take all the brunt, they take our entire weight the whole day as we're moving around. So it's just good to kind of reverse that and just kind of give it some attention. And if you do have the room, please take the time to make some ankle circles, maybe moving your feet left and right, spreading the toes. Just being playful here. The toes don't have to match what they're doing, just taking the time to move them, paying attention to the ankles and the soles of the feet. And just rest your hands on your belly. Just let your fingers feel light. Maybe just take a pause here in the middle. And these legs don't have to feel locked, right? Keep a little bit of softening in the knees. And you start to like close the eyes, or maybe keep a soft gaze somewhere. Just allowing your body to get to a gentler spot, to a softer space. And it's a gentler place. And by using the breath. Speaking of the breath, let's inhale in through the nose. Open the mouth and slowly sigh it out. Inhale all the way in. Open the mouth and sigh it out. 2 more times just like that. Inhale all the way in. Exhale to sigh it out. Last time through just like that. Inhale in. And exhale it out. Keep your mouth open and move your jaw around.
I always say it's like chewing an imaginary chewing gum. And then slowly, if your lips are together, part your teeth behind it. Just let your tongue rest. Keeping your legs elevated. And whether you're on the wall or without a wall, I want you to just bend your left leg, send your left ankle on top of the right thigh, finding this nice figure 4, maybe doing some nice ankle rotations here. Otherwise, flex that ankle and spread that foot, keeping your right leg elevated and your left leg bent. Inhale right here, and as you exhale, use your left hand, place it inside your left thigh to push your left thigh or left knee away from you, away from your chest. Inhale right here. Exhale it out. Now maybe at this time of the practice, you can start to do inhalations and exhalations through the nose. So as we inhale in through the nose, keep pushing your left knee away from the chest. Notice the difference as you start to exhale out through the nose as well. And that means the breath becomes a little bit slower. Inhale all the way in. Exhale it out through the nose. Beautiful, last time. And then slowly release this figure 4. This time the left foot, the left leg is up, making a figure 4 with that right leg, right ankle on top of your left thigh, making circles with that ankle once again. Spreading the toes on that right foot. Please inhale right here. Right hand inside that right thigh, gently nudging the knee away from the chest. And start to do those exhalations out through the nose as well. Feeling some length here in the back of the neck. Keeping a softness in your jaw, keeping a softness in your face. Last time through inhale. And then you exhale. Beautiful, release that right leg up. If you have the space, make a V shape with your legs, just crisscrossing them in and out. No huge movements right here. Just enough for you to feel a sensation, a separation of the legs. Also looks a little bit fun. Stop at the center. If you're on the wall, just slide your feet down and then slowly roll onto a side of your choice. And then gently push yourselves up to a nice seated position. For those of us who already didn't have the wall, we can just go ahead and do that. Please place something underneath your hips. Give it a nice lift here above the knees. And try to situate yourselves. And so you can cross one shin in front of the other. And I want you to interlace your fingers together. Spread the palms forward. And then inhale all the way up. Arms want to glaze your ears. Try to see if you can lift through the ribs up and let the palms smile towards the ceiling. Inhale right here to lift up. Make some space. You're 1 inch longer. And then exhale, slowly find a bend to the left. Inhale up. Exhale, lateral bend to the right. Feel this cracking open, this nice opening happening on the left waist. One more time, just like that. Inhale. And then exhale to the left. Take your time. Inhale. Then exhale to the right. Slowly up. Inhale. And then as you exhale, find a nice cactus shape or field goal shape with your arms.
Just stay right here. Kind of squeeze the muscles in the back. Then we're going to do some wind vane motions. I want you guys to find a nice twist left and right. Just moving slow at first. Kind of releasing the torso, the chest, the space behind it. Kind of find a nice even pace right here. So not too fast, not too slow as well. Maybe inhaling one side, exhaling the other. So maybe inhale, exhale. Or whatever feels good to you. Last time through. 3, 2, and 1. And then shake the arms if they were tired. Now interlace your fingers behind the head. Release your thumbs towards your neck so that your neck rests on your thumbs and the skull on your fingers. And then open the elbows out wide. And on the next inhale, slowly lift your heart up and let your head rest on top of your hands. Really peel the heart open. As you exhale, slowly curl your spine back. Bring your elbows towards each other. Inhale, shift the heart forward. Open up the elbows. Heart up. Chin is up, but let it rest on your hands. Let the hands be reliable here. Exhale, slowly round. Little bit of pull there on the neck. Just a sensation. Inhale one more time. Open it up. And then exhale, slowly round. Beautiful. Slowly come to center. And just rest your hands on your lap and find these nice shoulder rolls. I'm visualizing maybe you're doing this practice after your shift, or maybe you're doing this practice before your shift, before you have to work, whatever it is, whatever time of day. Just honor your bodies and try to see if you can kind of come to this class with appreciation for yourself as well. I know that doesn't come with ego, but almost like acknowledging that you guys do make a huge difference in our lives. And if you haven't noticed, I've reversed the motion on my shoulders. So if you haven't done that yet, please go ahead and do that. Just a couple more rolls, whichever direction feels good to you. And just one more time. Beautiful. Slowly stop at the center. Press your hands to prayer at the heart center just to kind of find that nice centering posture here. The next time you inhale, I want you to lift your arms up overhead. Maybe the neck can follow the hands, and as you exhale, slowly press it to heart center. Inhale, circle the arms out. Maybe watch your palms connect. Exhale, slowly hands to heart center. Inhale, bigger arms, bigger circle. Exhale, hands to heart center. Place your left hand on top of your right thigh. Your right hand's going to be like a kickstand behind you. Could be on your lower back as well. And as you inhale, I want you to take the time to really lift up, sit nice and tall. Make space in that chest, and then exhale, slowly rotate to the right. There's still length in the spine. There's still length in the back of the neck. And breathe. Slowly release from that twist. Inhale the arms up. Exhale, slowly bring them all the way down. This time the right hand's going to be on the left thigh. Your left hand's going to be behind you. Could be on your lower back. Really opening up that left shoulder. Inhale is the length and the space. And the exhale is where the ringing happens in that twist. Beautiful. One more time. Inhale all the way in. And exhale all the way out. Nice, guys. Beautiful. Slowly come into a quadruped or hands and knees. You can use a blanket as a padding for your knees if you have bad knees. Otherwise, just keep them handy somewhere. And then just place your hands underneath the shoulders, knees underneath the hips.
Really finding a nice neutral spine. Feeling a little bit of lift in the belly away from that mat. And just making sure that there's space between the knees. And then slowly make this C-shaped curve. So try to send your right hip a little bit closer to your right shoulder. And then your left hip a little bit closer to your left shoulder. It's like these slow, sassy movements that we're doing. Feels nice in the lower back. Feels nice on the side, the obliques. 2 more times on each side. And try not to move fast here. Trying to just find a nice even pace with the breath. Right side. And then the left side. And then untuck the toes in the back. Send your hips to your 5 o'clock. And send it all the way back, your 8 o'clock. And then shift forward with the chest. So you're just trying to do this clockwork motion with the hips. Maybe exhaling as you go back. Inhaling as you come forward. Keeping those fingers nice and spread. And alive and active, so we want to build a strong foundation from the ground up, starting with those fingers. And then we're going to reverse the motion. I believe we did 4 times on that side. So a nice strong foundation in the hands really makes it easier to sustain these poses, these movements. We can stay here longer and we can also enjoy it. Beautiful. Come to center, keeping the hands underneath your shoulders, resituating yourselves in your quadruped or your hands and knees. And on your next inhale, drop the belly, lift your tailbone, open your chest, and then lift your gaze. And as you exhale, round the spine, tuck your tailbone, and really round the chest and drop your head. We'll just do a couple of these cats and cows, and when we arch the spine and look up, it's called the cow pose. And as you exhale and round the spine and really sort of bring your middle back towards the ceiling, this is called the cat pose. And I urge you to do several more of these and really linking the breath with the movement. Otherwise, we're just sort of making shapes, and that's what really makes yoga special and healing, because it really requires and recruits the breath. And as you guys probably know, in your medical school, how powerful the breath is. And I don't have to explain that to you. One more time, just in your cat-cow. Beautiful. Exhale out. Really rounding that spine, coming back to center. I want you to shift your hips towards your heels first. And do some nice wrist rotations, wrist exercises. You guys probably know how to do that. You're always busy with your hands. I'm always a fan of like spreading the fingers wide like so, and having the fingers of the other hand kind of pull your fingers back, feeling this in the forearms. Also doing it the other way, doing it on both sides. It's always good to give some attention to our wrist and just kind of knowing that what your hands do in your day jobs, in your, with your patients, in your day-to-day jobs in the hospital or the clinic, it's magic. Like you guys really do sort of these healing practice with your hands, and how you just, touch people's lives, whether it's physically or proverbially. It's good to just acknowledge that wonderful, healing power that your hands can actually do. And maybe shake the arms and shaking your wrists. Kind of find your nice quadruped once again. And the next time you inhale, I want you to lift your right leg up, point the toes towards the ceiling, and then lift your gaze up. And as you exhale, I want you to round your spine and really send that knee as close to the chest as possible. Inhale, point your toes, lift up like you want to touch the ceiling. Chin lifts also. Exhale, take the time to round the spine. Beautiful. One more time. Inhale, lift up. And as you exhale, slowly send the right foot outside your left foot, kind of crossing it. Push your hips back. feeling that opening on the right leg, behind the right leg, and then drop your head. Now, I talk about this a lot in my classes, but every time you exhale, feel like a cracking open that's happening in these areas that are tight, that feel too contracted during the day. You just want to feel like there's something that's unleashing in it, it's opening and it's releasing. And the exhale is always a wonderful spot to do it. It's always that feeling of release. It's like, this is what I'm here for. Slowly lift the right leg back up and then come to center. This time I want you to elevate your left leg, point your toes, slowly lift it all the way up, lift your chin up, arch the spine, and then exhale, slowly round it. Send the knee as close to the chest as possible. It doesn't have to touch your nose, doesn't have to touch your chest. Inhale, making this an experience. Exhale, slowly round. Beautiful. Inhale all the way in as you lift that foot. And this time, exhale, I want you to send your left foot outside the right foot, finding that nice cross. And then send your hips back, drop your head. Again, there's this cracking open that's happening in the back of that left leg. Breathe all the way in. And breathe all the way out. One more time, just like that. Inhale. And then exhale. Beautiful. Slowly lift your left leg up. Come down with your knees. And maybe do a couple of rounds of that cat-cow that we just did. Inhaling to arch the spine. Look up. Let the belly do that first. And then exhale, slowly round the spine. Dropping your head and really taking this opportunity to kind of puff up the back. Maybe one or two more times, just like that. Beautiful. And slowly come to center. Once again, rest your hips towards your heels. Find a nice wrist exercise. We're going to give our wrists a rest at this time. And then plant your hands down. I want you guys to slowly make your way up. I'm going to face you. I want you guys to have a nice, soft and strong stance almost at the same time here, with your legs a lot wider than your hips. And the knees are soft and the upper body is just relaxed. And you can take one bend at a time here. You can start to close the eyes maybe, or just keep a soft gaze. But just let your arms hang loose. And start to make these sways side to side a little bit bigger. And the arms start to be along for the ride. You're just swaying side to side, and before you know it, you're kind of folding forward a little bit, and then now you're really folding all the way forward, making figure eights with your hands. Sort of dangle, releasing the lower back. And as you come up, you kind of feel this nice twisting rotation here in your trunk, so sending your arms, to the side, kind of flippy floppy. And don't even overthink it. Just feel like saggy, loosey-goosey. And then you make your way all the way down again, like a rag doll. And just slowly make your way up. Just side to side, some twisting here. And maybe this time your arms go and lift up a little bit. You can look at me for a while if you want. But just notice how good this feels to just let the body move freely. No choreography. There's no coordination that's needed. No one's looking at you, not even me. I'm closing my eyes. And then start to make your way down once again. Last time through, just feeling loosey-goosey. And then start to rest your hands on your thighs. And maybe this time the toes are out, the heels are in. Same thing, we're kind of just finding this nice sway left and right, opening up the groin, the inner thighs.
And sort of tilt the upper body forward like this 45-degree shape. And then keep this deep bend in the legs. I want you guys to kind of push yourselves up against it using your arms. And as you exhale, just send your left shoulder towards your right thigh and find a nice twist. Inhale back to center. Keep the deep bend in your legs. Exhale, opposite side, right shoulder to left leg. One more time each side. Inhale, center. Exhale, left shoulder to right leg. Sending your hips back as much as you want to really ring that spine and opening the chest to the right. Inhale, center. Exhale, the other way. And slowly come down. You can place your hands down on the mat or on something that elevates you, like these 2 yoga blocks that I have. Or you can even use your furniture, your blanket, or your pillow. And I want you to point your toes forward this time. And then just find a nice sort of side lunge left and right. And I want you to focus more on shifting your hips back than you are sending your knees forward. So shifting your hips back with your hands underneath your face, try to find a lengthening in the spine, keeping your chest open and keeping your breath soft, keeping your facial muscles soft as well. Let's do 2 more sways on each side. And then slowly drop your left knee down. We're going to face this side of the mat. And then this is your right foot that is in front of you. You're going to get in a lunge. I want you to get something that lets the earth meet you halfway. So if this is your right foot that's forward, send your left hand down upon something. And if there's nothing for you to hold on, nothing for you to put your hand on, just place it on top of your waist. So since our left knee is on the ground, I want you guys to activate your left glute right here to open up the left hip. I have my block, I'm going to use it. Inhale the right arm up. And as I exhale, I'm going to slowly send my right arm all the way to the left. Keeping my left glute engaged. Keep the stretch. Inhale. And then exhale. Inhale to center. This time I'm going to place the block on my right side without changing the shape of the lower body. So I'm just going to face you so you know what's going on this perspective. So I'm going to place my right hand down. My right foot is still in front. Inhale my left arm up. And then exhale, I'm going to send it all the way to the right side. You guys may be doing the opposite direction as I am. That is fine. Just make sure your right foot is in front and your left arm is lifted. Beautiful. Slowly release. I want you guys to come down into a half split. So from the side, with your right foot forward, I want you to kind of walk your right foot a little bit forward so that this left hip remains on top of the knee. Peel your toes off of the mat. You can have your blocks or your hands kind of teepees towards the floor, but inhale to lengthen the spine, really taking that time. And then exhale, slowly find your forward fold, shifting your hips back, lengthening the spine. And if you're reaching down towards the mat and you're rounding your spine, I'd rather you keep yourself upright here and find a nice fold with your hands on the hips. Inhale like so. Exhale all the way out. Now keep your right foot in front. I want you guys to shift forward and open this right foot out to the side. I'm actually going to mirror you now so it's easier for you to follow. Turn your right toes out. Send your hands inside that right foot right here. And then I just want you to shift your body left and right. Your toes are peeled off of the mat. Find a nice sensation here inside the right groin, right inner thigh. Place your left hand underneath your face, right hand inside the right thigh. We've kind of been doing this since the start, right? Slowly twist your body to the right and really sort of beam your chest open towards the wall. Find a nice place for your neck, so it's not straining, it's not stressing, so you can either drop it towards the ear. And then slowly release from the pose. Send your knees back into a nice quadruped. And then inhaling up, finding a nice cat-cow. Just doing a couple more times. Breathing through it. Maybe one more time for good measure. And then slowly come back down. Let's find a nice child's pose for now. Widen the knees as far apart as you can. Toes towards each other. Reach your hands out. You can plant your elbows down and then sort of plant your forehead onto something. So maybe a block or your furniture, but just relax the hands down on your child's pose and breathe through it. Inhale all the way in. Exhale all the way out. Slowly slide the hands underneath the shoulders, finding your nice quadruped once again. And then this time we are going to place the left foot between the palms, and finding a nice lunge here. So once again, you know that the blocks are going to be on either side of the body. So you can place it for now over on your right side. So let me just mirror you. This is your left foot and this is your right knee. Placing the block first on your left side. Maybe the hand rests on it. Maybe you just place your hand on your hip. And then inhale, lift your right arm up. And then exhale, slowly bend towards your left. You're squeezing that glute. You're really finding space here in your chest and try to really feel liberated in this part without any restriction. You're just breathing through it. And the fingers, all 5 fingers are reaching out. Have a hint of a smile in your face. Slowly come back to center. This time you're going to find something to lean on towards on the right side. So plant your hands there or just plant it on the hips. Inhale your left arm up. This time send it all the way to the right. You can definitely rest your hands here, but feel the difference in here depending on which leg is in front. There's definitely a different sensation that's happening on the side body. Even though we're kind of doing the same thing on each side, we're trying to crack open this tight spot, the spot that feels maybe stagnant. But just try to notice that difference and enjoy your time here. Inhale back to center. Exhale all the way down. This time I want you to shift back into your half split. So this is your left foot that's forward. This is your right hip that's on top of the knee. Again, you can use these blocks or you can just place your hand up, but I want you to take an inhale to lengthen the spine first. And as you exhale, send your hips back, keeping the length in the spine. Hands rest onto something. Just know that the closer it is to the foot, the more sensation you feel. The closer it is towards your knee, the more support you feel. So just find a nice spot right there, your call. Breathing through it, inhale. And then exhale. You can get rid of the blocks or the props for now, shifting your body forward. These are your left toes, your left foot, so turn it out to the side. peeling the toes away from the mat and placing your arms inside that foot. So same thing, we're kind of just swaying the body left and right, kind of feeling that opening on your left groin, your left inner thigh. And then whenever you're ready, you're placing your left hand under that left thigh, keeping your right hand underneath your face. And as you inhale, slowly twist to the left and like pushing your hands so that you're pushing with your hands so that your left knee is away from your face. Still breathing in. Still breathing all the way out. Last time, just like that. And exhale out. Beautiful. Slowly release from this pose. Come back into your quadruped. Have a nice cat-cow maybe. Just a couple more times. Really inhaling in as you arch the spine and really exhaling all the way out as you curl it in. And this time, after your last cat pose, this last rounding, send your knees towards each other, untuck the toes in the back. We want to cut into a closed knee child's pose. So make sure your knees are touching. And then send your hands towards your heels and slowly just curl the spine. And making sure that your forehead is resting onto something. And finding a nice restorative spot right here on your closed knee child's pose, rocking left and right. Beautiful. Don't just pretend to rest, like really rest right here. And then beautiful, slowly make your way up. We're gonna make our way down on our backs. I want you guys to maybe cross the ankles as you get there. Just making sure that you have a bolster, a pillow, or a blanket to put between your legs. So just grab whatever furniture that you have and make sure that it's within your reach. Nice job. So as you're here, I want you to get your knees to be as wide as your hips. Send your ankles underneath your knees. And send your hands on top of the thighs. And then I want you already to start pushing your lower spine down, keeping your bums on the mat, using your hands. I want you to push the thigh away from your face. It's a nice release of the lower back. This is like one of my favorite releases because it's like what you guys do, right? Like what I talked about. It's like magic. It's just a lot of stuff that happens in such a small and subtle movement. Breathe. Push the thigh away from you. Keep lengthening that lower back. Feel that nice release. Slowly release the hands. You can shake it out if you want. One more time, just like that. Hands on the thighs. Already pushing your lower spine down. There's a bit of activation in that anterior core, the front of that belly. And then inhale to slightly push the thigh away from you. Find that nice space you just created in the lower back. And just breathe through it. And slowly release. Keeping your hands on your hips, your hands on the belly. I want you guys to find a nice pelvic tilts here. So as you inhale, I want you to anteriorly tilt the pelvis, arching the spine. There is space between the mat and your back. And as you exhale, slowly push your spine down, keeping your hips down. Inhale, anterior tilt of the pelvis. Exhale, posteriorly tilting the pelvis. Ooh, nice space in the lower back. Keep doing this a couple more times. Always feels good. So whether you're doing this practice before your shift or after your shift, should feel good.
Beautiful. Slowly stop at the center. Now I want you guys to place something between your thighs. It could be this blanket, could be a block. Just place something in there. And already you're starting to squeeze it in, that adduction motion in the thighs, keeping your ankles underneath the knees, opening up the arms. I want you to push your lower spine down first, finding that activation, yeah? And as you inhale next, I want you to squeeze your glutes and just lift your glutes off of the mat just an inch. It's just an inch. Find length in the back of the neck. Try not to lift your chin up, compromising the breath. So feel this lengthening on the lower back, a curling in the tailbone, and just an inch of daylight. Exhale down. 2 more times just like that. Really lengthen the spine first. Curl your tailbone and lift it up just an inch. Notice the tendencies for the hands to clam up, to want to hold on to something. Just relax them on the sides and then slowly lower it down. Inhale 1 more time. Curl the tailbone, just an inch of daylight. Stay low. And on your next inhale, you're going to squeeze your glutes to really get into this full bridge position. Really recruiting the gluteal muscles, really finding the time to lengthen the front of the body. Finding length in the back of the neck, softening the face, softening the breath. Deep breaths in, squeeze that furniture, squeeze that prop between your legs. And then exhale, slowly lower it down, keeping this prop between the legs. Send your hips left and right, or your knees left and right rather. Finding just this nice subtle windshield wiper, nothing too big. Just left and right, left and right. This time you're gonna make the twists a little bit bigger, maybe almost dropping them down, but pausing. Again, sending some love to your lower back. And the next time you're going to send the knees all the way to the right, letting that cushion, letting that furniture stay between the legs. I want you to lift your right arm up and cross it over to the left side, using your left arm to pin that right arm down across your chest. Your chest is still opening up towards the ceiling, but there's that right arm across it. Finding a nice activation right here in your pec muscles in front of that chest, that right side of that shoulder. And like slowly pin it down, using gravity as leverage. Knees go to the right, right arm crossing towards the left, left arm pinning the right arm down. If your mind has started to wander, just bring the focus back on that breath. Bring that focus back on that balloon, that 360 degree expansion happening on the rib cage. Visualizing the lungs, taking it all in. And letting it all out. Slowly release the arms. Release the legs. This time you're going to shift your hips to the right and send your knees to the left. Maybe resetting that furniture between the legs, maybe stacking the knees. Shifting your shoulder blades so your chest can just beam up to the ceiling. Fine. Send your left arm across the chest over to the right side, using the right arm to pin it down. Again, using gravity as leverage. Please take your deep breaths right here without recruiting the muscles between your eyebrows, without recruiting your jaw, keeping everything relaxed in the face. Again, taking the time to appreciate your body, appreciating everything that you're doing. You guys have special skills, and truly coming from a place of appreciation. I hope you find that in your practice today as well. And slowly release the arms. Release the knees. Release from this twist. Remove the prop out of the way. You can even send this underneath the head if you want to make a pillow out of it. But everybody, I want you to send your knees towards the chest. Find a nice squeeze right here. You can even hug it in. Bring your nose towards your knees. You can rest your head down, keeping this hugging happening, and keeping a length in the back of your neck. And everybody, one more time. Inhale, draw your nose towards your legs, towards your knees. Take a deep inhale here. And as you exhale, slowly release the arms, slowly release the legs. Maybe the feet are far apart, wider than the mat if you want. If you want to end this class with your legs up the wall, and that's how you started, please do so. Please set your legs up on the wall, and nobody's going to complain. This is your practice, your last resting pose. Otherwise, Shavasana is traditionally like this. Hands are in either side of the hips. Feet are wide apart, and just plop your ankles out. Any lower back problems, as you know, you can always place something underneath the knees to find a nice curvature. Otherwise, relaxing the face, wiggling your shoulder blades and your hips, getting all the fidgets out of the way. And once you feel settled in your Shavasana, your final resting pose, let's everybody take a deep inhale in. Open the mouth, slowly sigh it out. One more time, just like that, inhale in. Open the mouth, slowly sigh it out. One more time, this time a little bit different. Inhale through the nose. And let's shush it out. Shavasana. Find this nice, quiet, peaceful moment. I want you to visualize like a status bar in front of you. And the status bar shows your energy level. And your energy level right now is at a 6. And with every exhale, you lower that energy level into a 5. Into a 4. Into a 3. Into a 2. And then now it's at a 1, just melt. Enjoy this rest and recover. You definitely have the option to stay in this resting pose, this Shavasana, for as long as you want, for as long as you need to. Otherwise, if you're ready to come out of it, take a deep inhale in here, please. And as you exhale out, please introduce some movements in your hands, your fingers, your toes. your legs, your ankles, maybe your hips, maybe your shoulders, and even your neck. Maybe just swaying it side to side, lifting your chin up, tucking it down. Add some movement in the body. On your next inhale, give yourselves a good morning stretch. So stretch your arms overhead. Point your toes forward. Lengthen, long and strong. Inhale. And as you exhale, I want you to roll into a side of your choice. Everything feels heavy and sluggish. And just take a pause there for a moment. Using your upper arm, and without doing a sit-up, gently just press yourselves up into a nice seated position. Spending a moment here to just let the body feel settled in the seated position. You can even sit on top of something to have that nice curvature in the spine. Again, press your palms together at heart center, thumbs touching your chest, always finding your center, not only mentally, emotionally, and spiritually, but physically as well. Bow down towards your hands. And if you wish to do so, please repeat after me. Otherwise, just have a listen. This is my body. This is my breath. This is my being, and this is my business, and I will take care of it. Please to take the time to bow down to yourselves, your inner teachers, your inner voice that told you to practice yoga today. And like I said at the start of class, I really do thank and honor each and every one of you for everything that you do day in and day out. You guys are our heroes of today, and I truly thank each and every one of you. Please spread the word that we are also appreciative of all the magic that you're doing and all the healing that you bring out into the world. With that being said, it is my honor to guide you into this practice. I hope you have a good rest of your day or the rest of your week. The light in me honors the light in you. Namaste. Thank you so much. Have a good rest of your day. Bye.